The Camas Public Library is celebrating its 100th year. And over the course of these 100 years, the library has gone through a lot of changes. So in this video, we are going to share with you how the library's building has changed over time to what it is today. To start, did you know that the library was not always housed in this building? When the library was first created, it was actually located inside a pharmacy. In 1923, the library moved into a space donated by the Thayer Drugstore. The drugstore was located in the Urey building on the corner of 4th Avenue and Adams. It started with only 150 books. However, it quickly outgrew the space. The library moved 3 more times before arriving in its current location. Next, the library relocated to the former City Council chambers in the old City Hall at Cedar and 3rd. Here, it's the former City Council chambers. The library was actually upstairs in what is now Cedar Street Bagels. The library had more room, but it kept on growing. Then in 1929, it moved just up the street on Cedar. Follow me. This building used to be the West Coast Telephone Building. The library was here for 2 years, and then finally after that, it moved just down the block to the O.F. Johnson Building. The library was located here for over 8 years, until, you guessed it, it began to outgrow this space as well. It was at this point that the city and the community started planning for a bigger and more permanent space for the library. So in 1939, Camas residents supported a bond to build a new library that would house both the City Hall and the library. Day Hilborn was hired to design the building. Day Hilborn was a well-known architect at the time who designed many buildings in Southwest Washington. For example, the Kiggins Theater in Vancouver. The location was along Franklin between 4th and 5th Avenue. At this time, this location was an old woodlot owned by the renowned Camas family, the Farrells. On May 31st, 1940, the new building opened to the public. Many of the city's functions were run out of this building. In addition to the library, there was the court, finance, city hall, jail, and even the firehouse. One of the things that make this building unique is that green thing right on top. It's called a cupola, and it used to have the town's fire siren. At this point in the 1940s, the library was just located in the current adult nonfiction section. The next big change happened in 1967, when the new City Hall building was built across the street from the library. This is where the City Hall is still located today. When the building was created, City Hall moved out, but the library remained and had more room to expand into. However, some functions remained, like the court, which operated until the 90s. The library continued on and received a remodel in 1975. On the other side of the library, there were 2 residential homes. There was a residential home here called the McMacken House, and on the far side, there was a residential home originally built for former Mayor James Duvall. It was then turned into a residential home and eventually used by the city for the building department. Some things you may not know about the building. The Camas Washougal Historical Museum was originally located in the basement of the library. This museum would later become the Two Rivers Heritage Museum, which is now located in Washougal. Also, the second-story gallery was initially on a mezzanine located near the wall facing the courtyard. Did you know there is a large safe in the basement? This is from when the finance department operated out of this building. Also, the jails were right over there. Oh, and the library used to have stairs on the outside of the building. This was also part of the 1975 remodel, and it was added because of the fire code. Fast forward to the year 2000. In 2000, voters passed a bond to expand the library. Up until this point, the library ended here at that first pillar. The expansion added everything from here until Everett Street. The expansion included the remodeled meeting rooms, staff rooms, more space for books, reading room area, teen room, new service desks, and also the fireplace. The brick wall inside the current library building is actually the same exterior wall from the old library. Here's some photos of the expansion. While the building was being worked on, the library had to move out, so all the materials were moved to the old National Guard Armory on Northwest 10th Avenue, which is now a gymnastics studio. It was a community effort to move all the books and supplies to this temporary location. The library stayed at the Armory from September 2001 to April 2003. Then on May 10, 2003, there was a grand opening of the expanded library building. The community is fortunate to have such a great building right in the middle of downtown Camas to host the many patrons that come through the library's doors. This building has provided a welcoming space for so many programs and gatherings over the years. And we look forward to the next chapter in this library's long history. Hey, look, the library is even getting a new roof right now.